All right, YouTube. All right, YouTube. As you come to the building, like, share, and subscribe. As you can see from the title, this gonna get deep because black people are being purged and going through a purge in real time. You know, now because of how YouTube rules is, you have to use words like deleted and unalive to communicate the message. But okay, we're gonna go into this. We're gonna get into this. I'm gonna show you this.
Breaking news in Detroit, 2 men are discovered shot and killed inside an East Side home.
Detroit police are now in the hunt for the killer. Fox 2's Camille Mary joining us live. And what else can you tell us, Camille?
Well, an absolutely horrific scene right now. Family behind me, about a block away, crying right now. You can hear them all the way over here. They're very emotional, obviously. Take a look at some video. This is from earlier in the day. This was around 1 o'clock this afternoon in the 8,000 block of Bliss, right off of Van Dyke on the city's east side. So here's what police are telling us, that basically there's two men who, one man for sure lives in this house, and relatives hadn't heard from him in a while, maybe a couple of days, they're guessing. So they decided to just go over there and check on him. Unfortunately, when they got there, they made this horrific discovery of him. He's in his 20s. They're not revealing his name yet. And another person, another male, also in his 20s. Both of them deceased with gunshot wounds. Obviously calling 911. Medics, coming up, showing up right away. But obviously it was too late. We were talking about probably within the past 2 to 3 days, they're thinking is when the last time anybody heard from them. Neighbors are saying that they did hear shots a couple nights ago. So police are just trying to piece all this together, exactly how this happened, why this happened, when this happened. There are so many unanswered.
So you get the picture with that one. All right, let me show you something else. Check out this one.
Introducing Astapro Allergy. Astapro is steroid-free, unlike Flonex. Astapro and go.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. At this hour, Detroit police are expected to give an update on the case of a nurse who was kidnapped and killed over the weekend. Sources telling us the suspect is in custody. We broke that news at noon. Right now, Kimberly Gill joins us with the very latest and the first reaction from the nurse's family. It's been such a tense past few days.
It has. And Karen, good afternoon to you. People throughout Metro Detroit are probably relieved to know that a man described as armed and dangerous is now in custody. We're waiting for details on how this all happened, but here's what we do know so far. It started when nurse Patrice Wilson was kidnapped Saturday morning at Detroit Receiving Hospital when she came off her shift. Police quickly said they were looking for her ex-boyfriend, 36-year-old Jameer Miller. They said he was wearing a blonde wig when he confronted her and forced her into a car at gunpoint. And sadly, her body was found Sunday outside her apartment complex in Novi. But there was no sign of Miller at the time. And just a few hours ago, sources told us he was in custody, and Wilson's family was told the same thing. They are, of course, relieved, but they're still in the middle of a heartbreaking time.
Now we got to go forward. It's still a lot of more questions that need to be asked. But we right now, we need to try to get her laid out. And my daughter's kind of really upset right now.
And you just heard from Patrice Wilson's grandmother there talking about making funeral arrangements. Our hearts certainly go out to this family right now because it is such a difficult time for them.
There's so much to unpack. Is there a what's next in this case?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, police are starting a news conference.
Check out this one. This is about the doctor, the lady doctor in Pontiac. Check this out.
And we'll begin here at 10 as we learn about a murder-suicide in Pontiac that has claimed the life of a top Oakland County leader. Good to have you with us here at 10. I'm Devin Skillian.
And I'm Kimberly Gill. Dr. Calandra Green, who heads the county's health division, was found murdered in her Pontiac home this afternoon.
Investigators say it appears she was shot and killed by her husband, who then turned the gun on himself. Mara McDonald live at the county's health division. What's the situation there tonight? I'm assuming that they'll be closed tomorrow, right?
So, Devin, that's the decision that has been made here, that they are going to close both the North Health Clinic as well as the South Health Clinic in Southfield to try and give the staff here at least a day to try and regroup, and the county is bringing in counselors to help out. When Dr. Green didn't show up at work today, the staff at the health division knew something was wrong, so they reached out to family.
Family members went to the home, started to walk into the house, it didn't look right, smartly backed out, called 911. We immediately responded, made entry into the home, and found 2 individuals deceased.
Dr. Green and her husband Charles. Sheriff's investigators say it appears to be a murder-suicide, but say autopsies and other crime scene data collection here will be critical.
It appears that our female is the victim and a male individual was the perpetrator. Again, that's still early.
Family members I spoke to off camera at the home are in shock and trying to process this. When I reached out to County Executive David Coulter's office tonight, they too are having a hard time processing the news, saying our hearts are shattered at the news of the passing of our colleague and esteemed health officer, Dr. Calandra Green. Words cannot express how devastating this news is.
And what about this lady? Y'all don't hear about this lady?
Change is a choice, old or green, outdated or smart.
And we start with new details in the investigation into the weekend murder of a Chicago police officer.
Nate Rogers is live in Avalon Park with the very latest for us. Nate?
Yeah, that's right. Anthony and Natalie. Fox 32 has confirmed with sources that multiple persons of interest are being questioned right now by Chicago detectives in this case. Take a look at your screen. The city releasing the officer's police photo about 2 hours ago, also officially determining her death as in the line of duty. A 3-year veteran of the department assigned to the 5th District on 111th. Now, she was on track to receive her master's from Loyola University later this week. SWAT teams were seen last night at 76 and Bishop after a man barricaded himself inside a home there. Sources telling Fox 32 he's among the persons of interest being questioned in this case.
So from seeing all that, you get the picture that what I'm telling you. And people are acting like these acts of craziness is normal or not inconsistent with an algorithm trend. This shit is trending. Let me show you something else. Y'all didn't hear about this one? The shooting outside the Marriott Hotel? Listen to this one. All right, on the audio. Let me go back to where we got audio.
We start tonight with the deadly end to the search for a double shooting suspect. Thank you for joining us. I'm Brian Abel.
And I'm Glenda Lewis. We've had several developments on this story since we first brought it to you breaking on 7 Action News at noon. It all started before 9:30 this morning at the Detroit Marriott Southfield Hotel. Police say a woman was shot and killed and a man was critically hurt. Investigators were able to track that suspect to Warren, where he allegedly switched vehicles.
Southfield officers catching up with the suspect in Detroit, where he was shot and killed. That location is where we find 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham, who has been tracking the changing developments of this story throughout the day. And what is the latest, Darren?
Well, Brian, Glenda, both victims are 41 years old from the city of Detroit. The suspect, a 49-year-old man, died here at 7 Mile and the Lodge. Now, this has been an active scene for 4.5 hours. The suspect's vehicle, a Camaro, is still here behind the Dodge Ram and to the left of that Chrysler over there across the road. Now, I did speak with a witness. One witness, she did not want to appear on camera, but she tells me...
Okay, I know this has to be exhausting. It's exhausting even reporting it. But the thing is that there's no outrage. People ain't marching in the street. This is only a little bit of the shit that's going on in the city. This is only a little bit that I'm showing you. But I'm just showing you these because it's reaching top professionals, everybody. We're not acknowledging that we're going through genocide. Black people have to stick together. We have to tighten up. You know what I mean? Because this is going, all that was just in Detroit. And then the sister in Chicago. But all that is just like recent, just headline recently. So I think you should pay more attention to being united with groups like Detroit New Era or community groups. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to defend yourself against these insane people, insane consequences. This is a brave new world. You got to pay attention. Don't be so easily distracted with gossip. Like it's a lot of gossip and stuff on YouTube and on other platforms. But when you see something like this shit in perspective, it hit different. All right, peace. Keep your helmets for the Saturday Detroit.